Hi. Still me, Nico. So, I wanted to talk about setting goals. I have a couple of goals set, you know, but I try to keep my goals realistic in their nature. I don't try to set very lofty goals at all. My goal right now is to finish my next writing project and to start uh, a video project with one or two of the people that I'm currently in talks with about starting video projects. Um, they're both attainable goals. I like to set goals that are attainable because, not because it's easy. I mean, it can be, but because as my goals are attainable, then I can kind of adapt them and make it better, you know? I can work on the idea of silenced voices for the next few months to come and make sure that it's mapped out better than it was when I first started it. And while I guess the first couple of interviews might suffer a little bit for it, but the rest of it should come out even better, and the project itself will come out better for it, you know? So I try to set these very realistic goals, things that I can achieve on my own. That being said, there are a lot of people who set very unrealistic goals for themselves. Or they set such high and lofty goals for themselves that they feel so much pressure to accomplish it. And it's self made pressure, you know? And they give themselves heart attack and strokes and pains just thinking about getting to doing half of the shit that they want to set out to do. I think they're being unfair to themselves. I think they should start out small, much smaller steps. Set more attainable goals, more immediate goals. Work on the bigger, loftier things later. Sure, if you want to have those bigger, loftier goals, go for them. Have them written down, this as a possible future goal or whatever, but try to make the goals that you're striving for now be more realistic, something that you can actually attain in the sooner rather than the later. Because if you can attain them soon, these are goals that you could really, really work towards. And each time you achieve one of these goals, you can reward yourself with something else. Even though achieving the reward is going to be its own, achieving the goal is going to be its own reward eventually. And so you get these little bits, these little highs on the way up instead of having to wait for the big high eventually when it all comes to fruition at the very end of a big project. While, entitled to your own opinion and you're entitled to your own way of going about things, sure, lofty goals are great, but wouldn't it be easier to make the smaller daily goals the more common goals, the more realistic goals, dietary for today. For today, let me try to just get these things done. How's about for this week? I try to get 2 workouts in and this kind of diet started. At the end of the week, you see how much progress you made, and you chalk it up, and it's just like, yes, treat yourself to a glass of wine or something. I don't know, but you have much more chance for success when your goals are something that is realistic, because it's easier to achieve, it's easier to maintain, and you continuously maintain, and you have a better attitude going into it because you're continuously hitting your goals. You're continuously hitting your mark, like an actor on a stage on a nightly basis. You're continuously hitting that mark, and you're continuously hitting your goal, and you're doing the right thing, and you're doing a great job at it. So every night you get that little personal pat on the back instead of waiting for months and months and possibly years on end to get that one major yes moment to be able to relish it. Or you could set the lofty goals, but set a lot of realistic goals in between so that way you can still have the small pats on the back, get the big happy hoorah, and then still have the small pats on the back in between. I think it's a lot healthier to just have those small pats on the back in between here and there, you know? It's much easier to get to. It's much easier to deal with in life. A lot less stress. A lot less stress. Trust me. 46, not one single heart attack in my life. I'm telling you. Little goals. Baby steps.